Hello everyone. In this session, we'll see a question on complex integration. So it says evaluate z conjugate square dz for the limits from 0 to 2 plus I, this is 0, along. The first one is, I'll write it here, line y is equal to x by 2 and real axis up to 2, then vertically to 2 plus I. So obviously we have seen this, that z conjugate is not analytic function. So in that case we'll have to put this in terms of x and y and then integrate it for this line or the curve given. So basically we have to do the line integral of this function, right? So let's see the option. First option, it is line y is equal to x by 2. From here itself, if I say dy is equal to dx by 2, then it is fine. And then we know that dz is given as dx plus I dy. And this can be given, since dy and dx are related, we can write it in terms of, let's say, dy. Let's write it in terms of dy, and we can write it as dx is equal to 2 dy plus I times of dy. So it is 2 plus I times of dy. Right? Now what is this z conjugate square? This is x minus iy square, and this will be, right, we can write it like this also for convenience. So definitely we are getting x square, y square, and I will become minus 1, so minus and minus and minus will become minus. So this is minus y square and 2, or I'll say minus I 2xy, which means this is the real part and this is the imaginary part, right? So this is z conjugate. Now we'll try to integrate this. So the integration will be f of z dz for the curve C. Now it can be given as x square minus y square minus I times of 2xy, and instead of dz we will write 2 plus I dx, sorry, dy. And we also know the limits of y. Yes, the starting point is from 0 to 0 and the limit is up to 2 plus I. This tells you the limit of y as 0 to 1, right? Check for the imaginary part. Imaginary part is moving from 0 to 1, that is, so y is 0 to 1. So I can write 0 to 1. And also we know that x is equal to, now that y was is equal to x by 2, x is equal to 2y. So we'll replace or substitute all the x, and this will become 0 to 1 x square, which is 4y square now, minus y square and minus, so x, instead of x we'll write 2y, this will become minus 4y square into 2 plus I dy. Now this term is all having common as y square, so this can be written as 3 minus I4 into this part also we can write 2 plus I into y square dy from 0 to 1. We can clearly see that this 3 minus I4 and 2 plus I is a constant, and we can take it outside. 3 minus I4, 2 plus I, and then integration of y square will become y cube by 3 for the limit 0 to 1. This is going to give 10 minus 5I by 3. So this will be the line integration or the function integration for the curve given. We also have a second part which says that we have to integrate it up to, so let's see what is it. It says we have to start from 0, 0, that is the initial point. We have to move up to x is equal to 2, so this is 2, 0 on the x axis, and then vertically we have to move to 2 plus I, that is 2, 1, right? So let's consider this overall curve to be in two parts as C1 and C2, and let's see what is happening in C1 and C2. Let's discuss C1 first. For C1, which is on the x axis, we know that y is going to be 0. It will be constant and 0. Then dy will also be 0, right? Similarly, C2, which is perpendicular to x axis and parallel to y axis, I can say this is parallel to y axis. So in this case x is going to be a constant value, and in this case x is going to be 2, a constant. I'll write a constant. So if it is constant, dx is going to be 0, right? So let's start with C1. For C1, this z conjugate square, which is x square minus y square as the real part and minus 2xy. So for C1, this integration, we can see that x starts from 0 and moves up to x is equal to 2. So we can also see before that the observation is this dz, which is dx plus I dy, for the case of C1 this dy is 0 and dz becomes directly dx, and the limits for x is 0 to 2. Yes, because it is moving from 0, 0 to 2, 0. Fine. So this C1 will give you integration x is equal to 0 to 2, and in this z conjugate we can put y equal to 0 as we have discussed already. So this will become x square and the imaginary part will also become 0, so integration dx. So this is x cube by 3 limit 0 to 2, which is simply 8 by 3. So this is the C1. For the case of C2, where x is equal to 2, dz will now become I dy, because we have concluded that dx is going to be 0 as x will be a constant value. Yes. So dz becomes I dy, and this z conjugate now becomes, we'll have to put x is equal to 2 in this case. So this will become 2 square, which is 4, minus y square in the real part minus 4y. This will be the z conjugate, and the limits for y will be 0 to 1, because it is starting from 2 comma 0 to 2 comma 1. So x is constant and y is moving from 0 to 1. Now this integration is going to be, we can directly integrate and check or put the limits. So let's write what is the limit. This is integration y equal to 0 to 1, 4 minus y square minus 4y in the imaginary part, and instead of dz we will write I times of dy. Of course this I can be taken outside also, so this will become I times of, the integration for 4 is 4y minus y cube by 3 and minus 2y square for the imaginary part with the limit 0 to 1. This is nothing but 2 plus 11 by 3i. So this is for C2. The overall integration for C will be the sum of C1 and C2, which is 8 by 3 plus 2 plus I 11 by 3, and this is nothing but 14 plus 11i divided by 3. So this will be the final integration.